What's going on? What's going on? All right, I'm back. It is Monday. It is Labor Day weekend, so a lot of y'all might be busy, cookouts, whatever we got going on. But as I said before, every Monday and Thursday we're going live. I'll be getting these tutorials to you guys like clockwork. So um, today we're going to be talking about how to automate your onboarding process with high level and how to add AI to that process. The struggle with onboarding is if you're manually onboarding clients, it's very inefficient and it becomes inconsistent. So your leads are getting inconsistent experiences. Your customers are coming in getting different experiences and things like that. And you just want to create that consistency. You just want to make it so that there is a one track process to onboarding. You fill out a form, you make your payment, you get a thank you email with XYZ list of things to do. You complete those things to do, and now you're onboarded. That is the process that you want every single person to have. And every business is going to have a different onboarding process, but you want that onboarding process to be consistent. And that's what we're going over today. So the struggle is not having a consistent onboarding process. And the solution is automating the onboarding process within high level so you can deliver a consistent and professional experience every time. So just super simple. We're going to make consistent onboarding processes for everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get started with step one. Let me tap on my share screen. So thumbs up if you can see the screen. Appreciate it, everybody. The first thing we want to do is navigate the automations. I'm already here. So again, like I always say, if you're high level, if you have a bare high level, you'll have an automations tab. You want to click that. And then we want to create a workflow. So to create a workflow, we'll click create workflow and we'll start from scratch. There are a few recipes in here, but everything we do is going to be from scratch. So that way you know exactly how to build it. So we're going to start from scratch. I name everything. I name my steps. I name my triggers. I name my workflow. So we're going to name this onboarding process test. I always say test because I know to go back and delete it. So step 1.2 is to add a trigger. What a trigger is what is the thing that's going to happen that's going to set this automation off. In this instance, if it's an onboarding procedure, are they making a payment? Are they scheduling a call with you? Are they filling out a form? This can be multiple different things. Most people are going to have it where a order is submitted. So, somebody paid for a product or somebody paid for your service and now they can get onboarded. Some people may have already taken the payment and they need you to fill out a form. So it's going to be a form fill. But the trigger is going to be whatever the initial action is that you want to start the onboarding process. So we're going to do for the test, we're just going to say order form submitted. And then we'll just add a couple filters to say where the order form came from. So we'll say in funnel, we'll just say spa, and then we'll do page is appointment, and that's it. So again, this is a test. The trigger can be any trigger you want it to be. For the test, we're just going to say that somebody filled out the appointment tab for the spa, right? Bam. That is our trigger. And now we're going to move on to step two. Step two is sending a welcome email and scheduling a kickoff call. So you can also add text. We're going to add text to this as well. For your action step, we're going to click the plus here. So we already have when somebody fills out that form, that's the onboarding form. What do we want to happen? We want them to get an email. So we'll select email. And then again, like I always tell you guys, craft your emails in ChatGPT. You already know what your business offers. You already know the procedures that you want your business to have. Tell that to ChatGPT and get a professionally crafted email for this. Your name, your business number, your business email, the subject line, and then the body. For the test, I just put dots, but I want to verbally explain to you guys what you need to be putting in here, which is using ChatGPT. So I'll say something to ChatGPT like, hey, I need a welcome email for anybody that signed up for my mentorship program or for anybody that purchased my product or anybody that's joining my team, and tell it a little bit about you and then have ChatGPT make all of that and it'll create you a email. You'll fill in all the fields and hit save. And now you have your welcome email, and I'll even name it. We'll say welcome email and then we'll save it. And again, I like to add text. So the plus below the email, we'll click that, and then we'll go to SMS, send SMS action. And the same thing, go back to ChatGPT and say, I would also like a text. So you don't spend a lot of money on your text messages. I always recommend saying, make sure the text is only one segment using Twilio or LC. We know that one segment is, I believe, is 160 characters. So you want it to be less than that. So it's only charging for one segment for this text. And we're going to say test text, yada, yada. That's just me putting in a test text. And then the name is going to be welcome text, right? As always, you want to test the text. So you want to put your phone number in here and send a test SMS so it can go to you. That way you can see exactly what your lead or your client will see. And then if you're satisfied with it, you'll save the action. And now we've created a welcome email and a welcome text message. So now when someone fills out the onboarding form, they immediately get a welcome email and a welcome text. That's automatic. Step 2.2 is schedule a kickoff call. So within either the email or the text message, one of them can have the calendar link to whatever calendar you want to put them on, so that way they can get onboarded. If you're doing the onboarding yourself, it can be your personal calendar link. If you have team members that do the onboarding, it can be the team member calendar link. But in either the email and or the text, you want to put that in there. So for us, we're going to put the text. I already have it as a trigger link. I'll have another video of how to make trigger links. But you'll just say, test, yada, yada, trigger link. And then I'll say calendar. Bam, strategy call calendar. And then again, test it. That way you'll know on your phone, you'll click it and you'll say, okay, this takes them to where I want them to go. And you're done. You'll save action. And now you have the welcome email, the welcome text, and within the welcome text, you schedule them for a kickoff call. I recommend doing a wait here because now you have what you need. And then for the condition, you want it to be conditioned to be satisfied. And then contact details, maybe tag includes, and then have like a enrollment complete tag or some type of tag that lets them know, okay, we want to get them to the next phase. They scheduled their enrollment. The enrollment is complete. Pass the test or whatever. This is where you guys can fluctuate. I'm just showing you the different variations of what you could do. And it doesn't even have to be tag. It can be something else. It can be the assigned user could have changed. So you went from your onboarding user, they could have moved them to another user. It could be the last appointment date. It could be the source. So many different things could have changed in here that you can flex around with that to decide on how they're decide on what's next. I'm coming back to this great information. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go back. Let me get into the captions. Okay, so we already went over step 1 and step 2. Step 3, assign tasks. Now, you don't really need tasks if you have a team. Scratch that. You don't really need tasks if you don't have a team. If it's just you, you'll know your onboarding process, fill out a form, get on the consultation call, get you signed up for the program. You're done. Now, if you have a team, you want to make sure that tasks are being assigned. So they fill out a form, then a text or an email goes out to my onboarding person to let them know, hey, you have a person onboarding with this day or this day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say wait, and then we're going to wait until the trigger link is clicked, because the trigger link is the calendar. So we're going to say, remember we did the calendar one. So I'll make sure you pick the right one, strategy call calendar. What trigger link click means is we're going to wait until they click that trigger link, right? And then we'll save it. So I'll say wait until calendar is clicked, right? That just lets me know, did they click the calendar, right? And then if they click the calendar, we still want to have another wait. So if did they schedule? And then we'll have a yes or no. So I'll say yes here and then no there. And then we'll have to look through the event details. Trigger link clicked is the calendar. I'm sorry to call, and I'm trying to keep it consistent. So did they schedule? We'll say yes or no. Also, so they tricked the click. They clicked the trigger link, and then we can say yes, they did schedule. So we'll say this sends them down another. When they do schedule, I have another calendar automation that does all these things. But what we want to do is set an internal notification. So send internal notification, and that's going to send an email. So to assigned user. So whatever calendar that they're on, whoever calendar that they're on, they are the person that is going to get this email, and it's just going to say something like new onboarding clients, something like that. And then we'll say yada yada new clients on, and this is where we can start to take custom values, so that way we don't have to remember what is what, who's who, none of that stuff. So we'll say yada yada new client on. We'll go to custom values. We will go to appointment, and then we'll say start date and time, or start time on. Go to custom values again, start date at, and then we'll go to custom values again, and then we will go to meeting location. So what we said was we have a new client on this day at this time at this link, which is going to be their Zoom link or their Google Meet location or wherever they're going to have their meetings. And then we want to test it. Always test. The reason why we want to test is because we want to make sure that the links work. We want to make sure that the custom values are reading correctly. We want to make sure that everything runs smoothly, so that way when we're actually sending traffic through this, when we're actually sending people through this, it works. It makes sense. It's not just jibber jabber and people are getting upset and trying to figure out, well, the link didn't work. I no longer want to do business with this person, right? So we'll just say that this is done. Internal notification to onboarding team, right? So what we have so far is a customer fill out the onboarding form. They got the welcome email and the welcome text with a link to schedule their onboarding call. We're going to wait until the link is clicked and they schedule. If they schedule, we're going to send a notification to our onboarding team that lets us know, hey, this person scheduled on this day and this time, blah, blah, blah. If they don't schedule, so now the if else makes sense, because if they don't schedule, we're now going to send an SMS back to the person to say, hey, it looks like you still haven't scheduled your onboarding call. Please schedule here. And then what we'll do is put the trigger link back. We'll use the same one. We did the call strategy. I'll be deleting this, but we'll put another trigger link here and we'll save it. So we'll say reminder to onboard, right? And we'll save it. I like to be a 3 strikes you're out kind of guy. So this was the first test. This is the second one. And then we'll do another wait. And then we got to wait for the trigger link to be clicked. Same trigger link. We'll find it, strategy right there. Save action. And then we'll do another if else. Ask the question, did they schedule this time? Question mark. No, yes, no. And then we'll do events, trigger link clicked is, and then make sure you select the right trigger link. So bam, we'll have that all set up and save action. So notice that we have 2 conditions in this same workflow. This is an onboarding workflow, but we're giving it conditional logic so that way it can handle multiple situations. Did they schedule this time? If yes, we're gonna set this to go to, because there's no need for us to type out something that's already been typed out. We'll just send it here. And then we also want to remove them from the workflow. So we'll do that. Let me add that step. So what we just did was, if they scheduled the second time, we set a go to just to go to that internal notification back to our team. So our team can get the notification whether they did or not. If they didn't, we already sent them the one reminder. Now what we're going to do is send another reminder, but this is going to be more of a, hey, if you don't schedule this time, we're just going to assume that you didn't want to do it. You can still have full access, blah, blah, blah. You just skip the onboarding. So we'll just say that, say all of that, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And then again, put another trigger link. So put the trigger link the third time, and then we'll save it. So we'll say final reminder to onboard, and we'll save it. Live. Appreciate y'all, man. I see everybody in here live. Look, we getting some comments, man. Appreciate y'all. If y'all got any questions while I'm live, go ahead and ask the questions. I'll answer them live, but I'll keep going for now. So we got the first reminder, we got the second reminder, and then the third reminder isn't necessarily a threat, but it's more so of letting them know, okay, cool. If you don't do it this time, we're just gonna assume you didn't want to do it. We're gonna let you go, right? So again, we have to add another wait. And the event is going to be trigger link click, same trigger link. Remember to stay consistent with this. Whatever trigger link we're setting, we're going to make sure that that's the same trigger link each time. And then we're going to do the if else one more time and say, did they want to onboard? And then we'll do yes, and then we'll do no. And then we'll set the event, trigger link click is, and then make sure you find the right one. This is bam, low consistency. Okay. So we have 3 conditional logics in the same workflow. If they said yes, we'll do the go to again. And we'll send it here. But if they said no, we gave you 3 reminders to schedule your onboarding call. You didn't want to do it. So what we're going to do is set an internal notification here. And we're going to send an email to the assigned user. And this email is just going to say, hey, it looks like custom value. So we'll say contact first name. It looks like contact first name signed up 3 days ago, but didn't onboard. Please tag as onboard, skipped, and or reach out to them by phone. All right. So this is a manual process, not necessarily. You don't have to have a person do this, because you can set an automation that the onboarding was skipped. And I'm actually going to show you that next. But this is just to show you how the process can work. So we'll say save action, and then we'll go up just to read everything. We have everything here. So for this last one, we sent that internal notification, but we can also add a tag, add a contact tag, and we can say onboarding skipped as a tag. So now we know anyone that has the onboarding skip tag may have problems that would have been avoided if they did the onboarding, but we can see that they were tagged as onboarding skipped. So we know, okay, well, it looks like you skipped your onboarding. That's probably why you're having these problems, right? It just makes the process a lot smoother. You don't have to track who did and who didn't do their onboarding. Tags, automations like this, everything allows you to make that whole process easier, so you can identify the problem a lot easier and you can solve it a lot easier. So let me go ahead and put remove from workflow at the bottom of this. And that's done. This is a complete onboarding, process. And again, every single business is going to have a different procedure. This procedure is just one that we just kind of made right here on the fly. I mean, it's not saying that you guys are going to like it. It's not saying that you guys aren't going to like it. It's just showing you guys a demo of an onboarding procedure. All right, so let's go on to the next thing. Let me go ahead and stop sharing real quick. So the real world example, I want you to imagine every new client getting the same smooth and professional onboarding experience, regardless of how busy you are. This keeps them happy, it reduces churn, and that means more repeated business for you because you're not focusing on who needs what they didn't get, what you forgot. You have a smooth process that can tally up all the triggers along the way and make sure that they're getting reminders and make sure that they're signing up and make sure they're doing the things so that you don't have to. You should just be bringing people in and having your system automate them through the entire procedure until they get to the finish line. And like everything else, I'm giving you guys a bonus with AI. So you can enhance your the bonus with I did not update the bonus verbiage, so I'll just say it verbally. You can integrate AI into your onboarding process and it'll make everything even smoother because rather than sending out the custom text that I was just making, you can actually have AI talk to the person so that way it is very interactive. What do you need next? What have you completed? This is what you should do next. It can answer their questions in real time. It can recommend the next steps. It can automatically schedule follow-ups if the tasks aren't complete. It pretty much acts as your 24/7 assistant to make sure that everybody that comes into your business throughout the onboarding procedure can get handled effortlessly. With T-Business Suite and or GoHighLevel, you can make this all happen easily. It is a very smooth process. You should not be handling all your onboarding processes by yourself. You should be doing it in automation because the more money you can give yourself back, the more money, the more time you can give yourself back, the more money you can make for your business. So let's automate as much as we can. We have the onboarding procedure down packed. And I